hello, and welcome to the Diamond Suite Live. I'm Joy Wansley. I am your host today, and we have a phenomenal guest. I'm ecstatic about who you're about to meet. So get ready to come on in, invite your friends and family. There's going to be a lot of great information that is going to be shared, and we're going to see some beautiful clothing too. So come on in. The Diamond Suite is all about you being a diamond. In this room, all women are diamonds. All diamonds have a story, and you have a story. I always bring it up about the four C's, about what makes a diamond so special. But I also added a fifth C. We have cut, which is your multifaceted beauty and your character. We have your color, you're never boring. We have your vision, which is your clarity. And we have your carat, which is your weight of your experiences. So, with all of that said, we want to make sure that we add confidence because you are you, you know your story, you know your why, you have a firm foundation, and everywhere where you step, you bring brilliance to the room. So grasp onto that, shine in every space that you walk into, and just make it spectacular. Today, we're going to introduce you to a wonderful woman who I met through Instagram, and she is fabulous. We've talked for a few minutes right before the show, and I cannot wait for you to meet her. Now, if you're just popping in, make sure that you do go to Facebook. Actually, it's StreamYard.com/Facebook to allow us to see your comments. I want to make sure we can ask if you have questions. We want to make sure that we can see those. Hey, Terry, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. But share this out with your friends and family. This is a fabulous, fabulous time for women in this day and age. We're doing so many things, and it's really nice to see what other women are doing, their stories. It just makes you all warm inside, and it gives you an awakening, if you will, to other opportunities. Maybe you have some creative juices that are stirring to get out and you just want to show the world. Well, today I'm going to introduce you to Ebony Whitaker. She is phenomenal. We're going to bring her on board. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section, but tap on in so that we can see you in the room. I'm going to add her right now. There she is. Welcome, Ebony.
Hi, you.
Good, good, good. We're so happy to have you here in the Diamond Suite Live. We have some fabulous women who are watching and waiting to see the fabulosity that you're going to bring to the table. And I love the beads. I love the fringe. And everybody else, give her congratulations because that is a fabulous outfit. Fabulous. You're very welcome. Now, I see there's a beautiful rack of color behind you, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Now, everybody who's watching, make sure that you know that she's not selling any of the items behind her. So I'm just going to put that out there right now. None of it's for sale. None of it's for sale, but I'm sure if you beg her, there might be something that she might be able to get rid of. But we'll let you deal with that. You can follow her on Instagram at effortlessly Ebony, and it's effortlessly.ebony on Instagram, correct? Yes. We want to make sure that you do get followed. You are so talented, and I am honored to have you here in the Diamond Suite Live. Terry Griggs just said, "Oh, she's beautiful."
Oh, thank you, girl.
And Terry's in Texas, so she's not far from you. You're in Arizona. She's in Texas, so you guys aren't too far away from each other.
Yes. Hi, Terry. Thank you so much for joining.
So first up, we have a few questions because we got to get to know a little bit about who you are and what makes you shine in your space. Now, tell us a little bit about what you do. I know you're a stylist, but tell us because you're a little bit different than the regular stylists that are out there. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yes, so hello, Diamond Sweet ladies. My name is Ebony Whitaker. I currently live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am from Virginia. So two up, two down, VA. Uh, and so what I do is it's a couple of things. So first and foremost, I consider myself to be a vintage muse. And I
Mhm.
say muse because I want to inspire women specifically, um, women of 40 plus and melanated women, to just shine and just bring their fashion to the forefront. Instagram and Facebook and all these platforms are really just showcasing the younger demographic,
Yeah.
and it's great. I think it's amazing, but I feel like we as the true vintage women, right, the true vintage that age
Yeah.
like fine wine, should be out there representing ourselves and showing our gifts and graces to the world. So
Yeah.
I do that through showing my vintage fashion. So I tend to do like an outfit of the day video or a photo with some words of wisdom or encouragement. So not only am I trying to encourage women of a certain age to just not hide and to show themselves, but also to give some words of encouragement, um, as well as showing um, just some of the things that I love. Like I love art, so you'll always see me in an environment that showcases just something that's really cool about Phoenix, where I live, because it's really dope here. But
Mhm.
also music, which is a part of what inspires me and keeps me going. So that's number one. So I like to consider myself to be an influencer or a muse.
Mhm.
Number two, I'm also a sustainable stylist. So I do styling with everything secondhand or vintage, preferably. I use my collection, and I also have a business partner. We have thousands of pieces in our archive. So we like to create stories with these beautiful gems of clothes that have been passed down and that have not suffered, I'm sorry, that have um, not suffered. What's the word I'm looking for? That
They have
have
a story.
they've persevered through all of these
Yes.
many of years.
A
So
history.
yeah, I like to create looks with those pieces. So I do
Mhm.
that. So EC Style Method is my styling company. So that is one of the other things that I do. And then lastly, I also am a vintage dealer part-time. So I do pop-up shops in Palm Springs, as well as Arizona, where I'll sell just some of the pieces that I source and find for you, so you can be fabulous.
Now, is it true that there's more fabulosity in terms of vintage on the West Coast versus the East Coast? Do tell.
Well, so okay. So I have had the pleasure of sourcing from coast to coast. Um, and I will say that the vintage is a little bit more uh, plentiful on the West Coast. I'm not sure why, but yes, you can go into a thrift store, a consignment shop, or the charity shops, which I love the best, and
Mhm.
you come out with some gems. It is getting a little bit less, plentiful or abundant to find pieces, but I would say that California, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, um, even Seattle,
Really? Okay.
are some great places to find some amazing pieces.
Now, I heard Portland was a treasure trove as well. Have you
Yeah,
been to
there
Portland?
yet. I have not been there yet. That is on my bucket list. But yes, a lot of my friends who also deal in vintage, that is a place where they go to find a lot of their pieces. And some of the things they show me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. I don't know why it's so different out here versus on the East Coast. And you would think, because I grew
Yeah.
up on the East Coast, so I can speak to this. On the
Yes.
East Coast, everybody is dressed to the nine. Like
Hmm.
that's how I grew up. Like on Sunday, you looked your best. When you
Yeah.
went to work, we dressed up. Everyone on the East Coast is fly.
Right.
So moving out here to the West Coast, where people wear flip flops and shorts and t-shirts, I'm like, where's all these clothes coming from? So I think it maybe I don't know. I can't even say that it's the wealth, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people on the East Coast, but I don't know
Maybe
what it is.
Hollywood? I don't know.
But yeah, so that's what I do. So that's me. That's what I do in my spare time. Is I just love fashion. So anything that I'm doing, it involves fashion. So that's what I live, sleep, eat, drink, fashion. Vintage.
Vintage fashion. Now,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance to look at her Instagram, your mouth is going to drop because you're going to see the fabulosity just oozing out of her pores, and the editorial photo shoots that she does is just mind blowing. It's unbelievable. Now, you told us that music is your inspiration, part of your inspiration. Is there a certain individual that might be inspiring to you? Somebody that you've always drew your artistic vibe from?
I wouldn't say a single person. I would say for me, it's a certain genre of music that gets me inspired. So
Oh, okay.
I love electronic and house music. So when I hear that music, it's energetic, it's vibrant, it has this beat, and I feel like it speaks to who I am as an African American, right? Because of the music and that sort of thing. But I don't know, if I'm driving down the road and I'm listening to a song, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, that's the outfit. That's the place where I want to shoot it. This is the song. Like, it just all comes to me. So I think with the music, it's just almost like um, it's like a source for inspiration for me. So
Mhm.
that's where I start from, is the music, to be honest.
Oh, so you have music blaring during your photo shoots just to get the vibe going.
Music I'm telling you,
Oh no, I get it.
I drive to music. I get dressed to music. I
Mhm.
photo music. When I'm doing my live sales on Instagram, I have music. So it's just really the source of inspiration for me.
Okay, so you heard that from her mouth. She has live sales on Instagram, so make sure you do follow her on Instagram if you want to see vintage fabulosity. Are there certain days that you do a show,
So
or do you have it scheduled?
that's a great question. So generally, it's the end of the month. I do it on my time.capsule.vintage page.
Okay.
That's a lot of my business related to the vintage side of the business.
Okay.
But it's the end of the month. But I'm thinking about doing one for the end of summer, the next week or two. So stay tuned.
Okay. I will be there.
And I special guests too, so that way, because I like to offer options, because my style isn't everyone's style. So I've made it my business to bring in another vintage dealer, because I like to give people options. So we go back and forth. It's about an hour, and we both show about 15 to 20 each. It's really fun.
So, how long have you been doing styling? How did you get into it?
I was actually voluntold.
Okay.
So and so so my first hand at it was in 2011, when I had locks. My loctician, she's very creative, and she used to do hair shows and photo shoots. And she was like, Ebony, you're the stylish person that I know. I'm doing this shoot for Essence, and I need you to style the shoot.
Oh,
So,
wow.
out, because I did not have any experience, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I like? It was really fun, but it was nerve wracking because I had never had experience with styling, just real people.
Yeah.
So she gave
But
me a
that's
budget.
flattering.
Yeah. So she gave me a
Yeah.
budget. She gave me some inspiration. I was able to execute, and our pictures were put in the magazine. It was for a a hot hair episode, not episode, I'm sorry, hot hair publication in 2011. So that was my first time doing something, and it got published, and
Uh-huh.
it was cool. And I think that magazine is in the Smithsonian Museum. My grandmother actually went to the Smithsonian Museum, not the Smithsonian, I'm sorry, the African American Museum in DC. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah,
My
I do.
grandma was there, and she called me. She's like, Ebony, I see you in this magazine. Is this you? And she said, I was like, yeah, grandma, that was me. So I think that, I don't know if it's still there, but I think a few years ago when she went, saw me in the African American Museum, and that was the issue that I styled. So that was
Oh, wow.
how I was voluntold. But over the years, I've done things for other, creatives. Like I said, I know a lot of business owners, and they want me to style shoots for them. And I
Mhm.
kind of stopped because it was getting to be something that I wasn't passionate about, because I like to do more creative things.
Yeah.
And then 2 years ago, a colleague of mine, who's also a vintage dealer, we decided that we wanted to start a sustainable vintage styling business where we focus on doing editorial shoots, because a lot of times you see a lot of these new brands, but you don't see a lot of reused pieces. And if you do, you don't know about it. So we want to bring that to the forefront of just really pushing the vintage fashion forward in a light that can be considered editorial and, high fashion.
Do you think that the fashion industry is using more vintage?
Oh,
because
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Wave, like me and you, this has been always a part of our lives. But these, like, millennials and these younger folks, they think it's like a thing, like it's a new, trend. But, vintage has always been a part of my life since I've been a little girl. So I'm just like, oh, okay. But yeah, I think they do. They're getting on the bandwagon because a lot of these younger kids, they're grasping a hold of it. And I think it's a way for them to, number one, make money, but just to also keep in line with just kind of what's hot right now.
So do you think it's going to be harder to find vintage because everybody's on the bandwagon with it?
It is. And like I said, even though it's easier to find things now, it is getting harder because 10 years ago, I can go into a thrift store, come out with a whole cart full of things. Now everyone's a reseller and everyone is a stylist. Like the environment, then less resources for all of us. But that's why I hold on to all my stuff. That's why this is not for sale. I'm sorry, ladies. Even if it doesn't fit me, I keep it. And it's not because I'm hoarding, but I just like to have those pieces in my collection and say, oh my God, I have a 50s this, or I even have something from the 20s and the 30s and the 70s. So it's just, it's really fun just to have these pieces. So
it's like your baby. You don't want to give it up. And, we had a conversation before the show. It's like you sell it and then you're like, oh, did I make the right decision? And then you buy it back.
Yes. I bought back several pieces. And I know that seems a little weird, but I'm just like, oh man, I shouldn't have sold it because I'm not seeing those pieces. And if you get some good pieces, hold on to it. And yes, I do sell vintage because I do want to share that with people. But there are some special pieces that I just cannot get rid of. And I also want to pass down to my daughter because, she's 21 and, I just want her to be able to have some pieces. So that's another reason why I do it, because people don't believe me. And my husband, he may, disagree. I'm in the frock market. Like there's the stock market, but then there's the frock market, right?
I like that.
Right? So these really want my daughter to have, if something ever were to happen and she just could not pay her bills, she could rely on just this as a way to be able to make money. So not only is it looking good, but it's also investment.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Now, I see one rolling rack. I got to ask the question. Every woman wants to know.
Yeah.
How many closets do you have? Have you taken over your husband's closet?
Yeah, so I have the closet that I share with my husband. Then I have the closet that I have in my office. Then I have the garage is packed. Then I have a storage unit. And then I also have my car that's packed with stuff right now. And then to be honest, I do have a space in Mesa, Arizona. I didn't mention this to you. I'm a part of a vintage collective. So there's about 40 vendors, and I actually have a place. If you are in Phoenix, Arizona, or the surrounding areas, you can come shop my collection at NV Collective. It's in downtown Mesa. So I do have, that's another place where I have pieces too. So yeah, I have stuff all over the place.
So when you go through, have you ever taken an inventory of your many selections of everywhere? Have you looked at something and go, oh, I forgot I had that?
Mm-hmm. And I also have like the big bins of things too. So yeah, that's one thing that I need to really buckle down on, is getting a really tight inventory system together. Because I do work full time, I'm most organized. Generally, I can remember most, I would say 80% of the things I can remember where there are, but then there's those other things where I'm just like, oh my God, I have no idea. So I would say I have over 2,000 pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, out of all of those 2,000 pieces, is there one, maybe two pieces like they were unicorns, and when you finally found it, you were like, oh, I'm never going to let this go?
Oh yeah. But that's the thing. That's the story of my life. All of the pieces are like that because but yes, there are a couple of pieces that I'm just like I don't think I can get rid of. But then there's some pieces where there's sometimes where I feel that way, and then I've had my season, and then I can let it go. You know.
Okay. Hmm.
So
Sometimes you just know you have that feeling, and then other times you're like, oh, no, it's not even going there.
and and another thing, I'm very transparent. I have to keep my size at a certain place because vintage is very specific. So
Yeah.
when getting a little bit too much, in the hips, then I will pass things along at that point. But I have to I have to stay at a solid 8, no more than a 10, because some people don't believe me that I can fit a 10 because it's
Uh-huh.
I'm hippie, but I have to stay within the 8 to 10 range because otherwise I can't, and then I have to pass it along, and then I get mad.
Now, is there? Well, I know that there is, but do you find that finding volupte vintage is almost nil?
No, no, because I do come across some real size pieces, but they're usually dresses, caftans, tops. I would
Gotcha.
on a sourcing trip, I would say 3 times out of 10, I will find real size pieces. Not
Okay.
a high ratio, but it's still, I still find it, and they go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
When I go to Palm Springs, I try to, when I'm sourcing and getting ready for my October show, and I go October and I go in February because I do it and it's a part of the Modernism Week show. I try to focus on finding real size pieces for the ladies. And when I find something, I'm like, oh my God, yes, yes. But it's usually dresses, caftan.
Okay.
It's not usually the bottoms. I don't really find a lot of, because I can't even fit the bottom usually because they're so tiny.
Right. Right. So there are terms in the industry that we know because it's just used on an everyday basis, but such as the term as real sizes. Can you give that definite? Can you define that for our audience? Real sizes,
Yeah, I
and maybe
like,
other terms
yeah,
you might use.
absolutely. So with vintage, it's specific, but when I say real size, when I find like a real size piece, when I use that term, it's
Yeah.
because really and truly, um, vintage doesn't represent what the real body looks like in 2022, right?
Mhm.
Back then, I don't know what they were eating or what they were doing, but everybody was small. But like now, I just feel like real size. When you find a real size, it's just for everyday woman, the real everyday woman, not a model size body, not
Mhm.
someone naturally small, like myself, but like a real size person, someone who
Mhm.
has real hips, real, just a real body.
Mhm.
I don't consider myself a real size. This is just genetics, but yeah, I would just say just the average woman. And average is okay. There's nothing wrong with average because people when they hear average, they're like, oh no, average is fine.
Yeah.
Just everyday, clothes that you can find in a store, right? Because in the stores you really don't find vintage sizing. Those are average, everyday, real size. That's what I would compare it to. Is what you would
Right.
find.
Yeah. They say that the average size for an American woman is like a size 12, 14, but I think it's shifting a little
Oh,
bit. I think
yeah,
it's a 14, 16
14.
nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And see, for me,
Yeah.
I even go up in sizing because I tend to be a little bit more on the conservative side. So I do like to wear my clothes a little bit more baggier because this is you. And I know that you're like, oh my gosh, you normally see me and I'm normally covered up. So
Mhm.
I was on vacation, so I had this dress on. I felt a little flirty, but generally I like to go up to 10 to 12 because I like to be loose and it's hot and I like to just have flow. And I just feel like
Mhm.
it just looks better, when your clothes are just more flowy.
Oh, freedom.
Yeah,
A little bit of freedom.
yeah, because it's so hot. I don't know how people can wear fitted stuff all the time and it's so hot. Lord, jeez.
Yeah. Now you wear a lot of dresses. Do
I do.
you do you buy vintage coats and accessories, jewelry, things like that? You do? Okay.
I do. I do. So I am a coat person. So I would say in the hierarchy as far as what I love, I
Uh-huh.
would it's coats and then dresses.
Okay.
Um, The dresses is because, again, I am hippie, so the dresses fit me. And I just like to be a little bit more modest. So that's why I gravitate towards the dresses. And then with the coats, even though I am in Arizona, I still wear my coats, child. I would say
When?
oh,
There's no,
it gets cold here.
really?
Oh yeah, I wear my furs. I wear it all. I wear my furs. I wear my leather. I do my faux fur. I'll wear my minks. I do it all. But we have a short window of time where we can do that. But for me, I would say once September into September, October rolls around, I'm rolling out. I do it. It's like a phase. So I roll out my leathers first because they're kind of thin, you know. And then I'll roll out I'll do my dusters, like something like this. So October rolls around, I'll roll out something like this, like a duster, where I can still do a layer, and it's still enough. It's still dramatic enough, you know, where it's still beautiful. So I'll wear something like this. October, September, I'll do something fun like this, like a nice little cropped jacket.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'll do something like that. Oh, or even something like this. You know, I'll do color, like where I can wear with jeans, a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Where everyone else is still wearing shorts and flip-flops and stuff because it's still really hot. But I do it for the culture, honey. I do it for the
Yes, do it for the culture.
I do it for the culture.
And
So
do they stare at you like you have 3 heads? Do they?
they're like, "Aren't you hot?" I'm like, "Nope, but I'm cute." I do. I'm telling you, I'm all I when it turns fall here, I'm starting to roll it out because I have about 2 to 3 months where I can just hit it.
Yeah, you got to wear as much as you can in that small window of time.
And
now,
then oh, go ahead.
When you wear these pieces, do you have a lot of people ask you, "Well, where did you get that?"
They do.
And that opens up a window for you to possibly sell some things too.
Yeah. And I'm a people person, so I do use fashion as a catalyst to be able to meet people and for people to come up to me and have conversations because it is a conversation starter. Yeah. So they say, "Oh my God, I love your outfit. Where'd you get it?" And then I, start to connect with them and tell them how to reach me. And then, I've gained customers from just stepping out, just being me and just being authentic and just representing, just being fly and fabulous. I meet people. It's really a way to connect and they love it. So yeah, I definitely use it as a way to, meet people and draw them in and to even get them interested because they start asking questions. Well, could I fit something like that? Or do you think I could, find something like that? Or, oh, I wouldn't have thought to do it that way. So it's just really a great conversation piece.
Yeah. I love that opportunity to educate and help people get out of their comfort zones. What has been the biggest challenge? I know you did some personal styling in the past, but when you're giving ideas to people, what is the biggest challenge that they have a hard time accepting? Wearing prints or mixing?
It's the prints.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people have a misconception that misconception that they can't wear prints. Everyone can wear prints, but I feel like it has to be the right print for you. So I just discovered myself that bigger prints, like bigger florals, it looks smaller. I didn't know that, but I learned that. So now if I ever come across a situation where someone's like, "Oh my God, I can't wear print." Yes, you can. You just it needs to be bigger scale. So I would say prints because I wear prints 99% of the time. And that's what I could never do that. Yes, you could. Maybe it's just
wearing it bigger. I think that's what most people are afraid of. Wearing "Here I come."
Well, yeah. So I think it depends on the print. So there's a dress that I wore that I found, and it was big, florals. And when I put it on, I was like, "Oh my God, this dress, it's just swallowing me up." Because I tested it, because I was like, I don't believe that. So I put it on, and I was just like, "Oh my God," I feel because normally I like smaller prints, I like smaller florals, smaller colors, smaller type,
ditzy prints.
Yeah, ditzy florals and really small. And I you can see the body more. But when I tried that dress on, it was like a floral here and it was one here, and I was just I felt kind of swallowed up, which is good. But wow, this is a thing. And then Brenda Cooper, I don't know if you know Brenda Cooper. She used to style for The Nanny. She's a good friend of mine, and we had a conversation about
I
it.
love that show.
I was like, Brenda, is this a thing? This is a thing. And I was just like, wow. So I think it depends on the print and just someone's willingness to at least try it, you know? Maybe you can wear the print on a scarf, or you can do it in your earrings, or it could be, you know, a bag, or it could be a top. But I feel like everyone can incorporate it in their wardrobe.
They definitely can. They definitely can. Now, with the way the industry is going, we're seeing vintage pop up in couture. We see vintage popping up in magazines. What would you like to see change in the fashion industry from what you've seen recently? I'm sure you follow all of the couture shows. Is there anything that you feel that the fashion, once it trickles down to the regular people, you know, in the stores, what would you suggest? What would you like to see change in the fashion industry?
Ask me that another way.
Okay. When I go to like different stores, if I go to a regular mall, I see they might capture like crocheting things are really big right now, or oversized pieces, maxi dresses are really popular, but everything is cookie cutter. What could they learn from vintage? Because eventually what you see in those regular stores, you're going to see them in thrift stores.
Exactly. So for me, the reason why I gravitate towards vintage and, you know, older pieces of clothing is just the workmanship. I just feel a lot of the pieces that you do find in fast fashion and stuff that's trickled down to us is just made so poorly. And it's kind of wasteful also. So I would like to see just more of intention on how these pieces are created and the materials that are used, and not just placing such an emphasis on just like this money machine and just more quality, because this planet has so many clothes, so many things end up going to the landfills, and things aren't breaking down, and you know, it's just really sad. So if these companies really set the intention that they want to make the pieces with better materials that can last, and not over consume and mass produce these things, that's what I would like to see. It's just more of an intention to reduce the amount of stuff that we have, because child, there's so many clothes on this planet to clothe my generation, my daughter's generation, hers. Like it's just so much stuff. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Well, I think it's time for us to see some of the fabulosity. We're going to first show the audience some of your photos from your editorials, and then we're going to show those beautiful pieces that are hanging right behind you on those racks, which are not for sale. I'm going to repeat that. They're not for sale. However, she does have some things for sale, but they're a lot smaller sizes. So if you're interested in some vintage smaller, what sizes do you think those would be?
So generally, it depends. So generally, the pieces that I generally source are usually from a modern 0 to about a modern 8 to 10.
Okay. All right. So for the 0s out there and the size 8s, reach out to effortlessly.ebony on Instagram, and you know, maybe she can show you a few things or two that you must have in your wardrobe. Right now, I'm going to pull up some of your photos, and then we'll go to your rack. God, I can't wait. I can't wait. That one piece you showed me, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. All right, so we're off to the side here. Let me take the banner off so we can see it clearly.
Oh man, this look. This was inspired by, I cannot say the designer, but is it Schiaparelli? Is that how you say it? I cannot say that.
Oh, I can't say it either, but I know who you're talking about.
Melanated sister, and she had on a corset, and she had like the beautiful, pieces coming out of her corset. And I recreated that look. That was my first time recreating a couture look. So that was really fun to do.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, this is a 1970s Lily Rubin. I was at one of my girlfriend's house, and we were having a cocktail party. And this Lily Rubin this Lily Rubin is for sale. I can let her go, but yes, she is for sale. She's beautiful. So she's teal and she has these beautiful rhinestones that kind of come along the bust. She's gorgeous and she's 70.
They don't make rhinestones like they used to.
Oh, man, seriously.
Things fall apart.
Now, this is a fun piece. I was still at my girlfriend's house another day, and we like to get dressed up and have cocktails at her home because she lives on Camelback Mountain. And this piece was this is a two-piece set that I found at Goodwill. And this is a real size piece that I picked up. I think it's about a vintage 16. So it's really fun, chiffon, colorful piece. And this really is a true representation of my personal style. Oh, this piece. So I found this piece. This is a 1970s Guy Laroche. I found this in Paris at the flea market. Beautiful dress, gorgeous dress. Love this yellow dress. Super, super amazing.
And yellow's a big color for right now. So going into fall, winter, you can still wear yellow. Yellow.
Yes. Now this is just showing my personality, but also focusing on the glasses. So these glasses, they are super cute. They're like a cat eye variation from like the 60s. I found these in Palm Springs. So really love these glasses. I can't see anything because I'm blind as the bat, but at least I look cute.
That's what matters.
Oh, and then this dress is a beautiful dress that I found at an estate sale. I do also source at estate sales. It's a 5-tier fringe dress from Lily Rubin from the 60s.
Oh.
And then that lucite bag that I also got in a estate sale, and then the Bakelite earrings. So this was a really great look on the red carpet for like a fashion event that I went to.
Gorgeous. That is it. Yeah, I had 6. Okay. Fantastic. Lily Rubin. Oh, yeah.
I have her here too. I can show you her. She's beautiful.
All right, so show us what's on the rack. Let's go for it.
So I'm going to show you the Lily Rubin. She is gorgeous. She's been dry cleaned, but this is that gorgeous dress that I had on that picture. It's from. But look at this. Look at that. Look at that. It's just gorgeous.
Oh.
And like you said, the beading is just so. It's just quality. It's just beautiful. Look at that. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, and it's not a lot going on, but it's the way it's done. It just makes a beautiful statement.
It does. Beautiful statement, and she is beautiful. And could you believe I found this on Poshmark? The girl didn't realize I got this. The girl sold this dress for $20, and it comes all the way down to my ankles. Like it's really long. The girl didn't even realize what she had, and it's beautiful. So she is for sale. She will be coming with me to October to Palm Springs because the girls in Palm Springs love this, like the mid-century, like the 60s and the 70s pieces, because they have their little cocktail parties and stuff. So
yeah. Now, when you found it, did you try to act like real cool, not overly excited because you knew what it was and exactly. She didn't?
Yeah, I sent her an offer, so it was on Poshmark. So just accepted my offer, and I was like, okay, all right. So I want to show the one other piece that I found. I like to say I have a hand of abundance. So people joke because I can go into a thrift store and find the darndest things. But Halston, he had his micro suede or his air, and this is Halston, just regular Halston, and it's a dust. And I found this in Goodwill. Who would give this away? I mean, it's in great condition. This is a personal piece. This one's not for sale because I love teal. Goodwill. This is my favorite color, so I felt like it was meant to be, and it's amazing. Look at this.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's super good.
And is it floor length?
This comes, it's touching the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's touching the floor.
What kind of fabric is it? Is it wool or is it like a faux suede?
It's the ultra suede.
Ultra suede? Okay.
So it's washed. Yeah.
That's something that you keep in your closet and you wear it all the time.
Exactly.
All the time. Terry says here that she used to work at Lily Rubin when she was in college, but she couldn't afford anything while working there.
Wow, really? Was it that expensive? So this is one of my pieces of my personal collection. I love color, and look at that. It just has the beautiful flutter sleeves, and it fits like almost like a cape. So it's like a cape like effect, maxi, and it's chiffon. This is gorgeous.
And when the wind hits it just right, you just kind of float.
Oh my gosh, I did a new acquisition, so I just got her, and one day I'll sell her. But this is definitely another representation of my personal style. Just color, bold, flowy. I like to keep it really. I feel like this is sexy because when you walk a room, you can still see the curve, but it's also flirty and feminine. It's also keeping something to the imagination. That's what I like to also focus on. So guys are seeing me in rare form because I was on vacation. But this is me. This is me. This is me.
Now, what kind of earrings would you wear with that?
You know, I would wear something that is, you know, just like a nice clip.
Bold. Yeah.
Like a nice bold clip. And then I make sure that my head is shaved really clean and a nice bold lip. Okay. Now, this is a really, really cool piece. Like these little pieces like this. I wish I could fit this, but this is like a 1970s like studded denim set with the belt. Like the studs on the side. Can you see them? This is super. This is about a size vintage, about a modern 4, but this is super cute. You can't really find these nowadays, and if you do, they're really expensive, but super cute.
There we go. Make it a little bigger so we can see.
Girl, if you like that. Also, I love Jeffrey. So I found this amazing Jeffrey coming to Palm Springs. Look at so I also try to, along with colorful pieces, I like to also give my customers a couple of designer pieces. I don't find a lot of high-end designer, but I was very
that is gorgeous.
This LaCroix. This is a silk LaCroix, cryptic LaCroix. Very cute silk, colorful dress. Jeffrey, but look at this. It comes with a pussy bow, but back. Gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous.
Yep. So this, and then this really beautiful LaCroix, and it's so funny. I didn't think anything of it. The comp for this is like $900. Someone is selling the same dress on eBay for $900, but it's about the details. Like it's just super beautiful. Super flowy. Yeah. Or silk.
And that's what we're missing nowadays, that artisan detail. That's what just makes it so luscious and very special.
It really does. It really does. Okay, so here's one of the real size pieces.
Love it.
Yeah, this is real size. I would say she's about maybe a 10 or could be a 12. But look, ample bust size, gorgeous color. The maxi. The girls are going to.
There we go.
If you're interested, you can get for measurements, and I can get this shipped on out to you. But she is.
So what size is that?
This was a custom piece, but this is about maybe a 10, maybe a 10, 12.
That's a good piece.
Yeah, this is a really great piece.
That is absolutely gorgeous. It is mind-blowing.
When I found this piece, I was so excited. Now I'm going to show this piece because you said you like.
I'm going to cry. I love this piece. You showed that to me.
Super amazing. It has the gorgeous rhinestone straps, and it's a maxi, and it has this beautiful real feather hemline. Gorgeous dress.
Oh, all right. Let me put you on full screen.
Yes, gorgeous dress.
Let me see the bottom again. Oh, yeah.
In pristine condition. Like whoever the queen was that had this didn't even wear it. She didn't even wear it. And then another thing that I love I just love prints. Now this dress, like, I wish I could fit this dress. So this is also something that I can't, I don't know why no one will buy this, but it's super cute. It is
it a skirt?
Yeah, it's skirt. It's vintage Saks Fifth Avenue. So this is from the 70s.
Wow.
But look at that. It's super cute. Like, I love this. The girls out here, they love stuff like this, like the colorful and fun and playful things. But this is super cute.
What size is that?
This is about a 0.
Okay. That's why.
Yeah. 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 Only my daughter can fit this. My daughter's a 0. But I also have this other piece that is vintage Lanvin. This is a vintage size 14. So this is about a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really, they love this out here with the Lanvin logos. This is also a real size piece.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, real size piece. So
what's the fabric on that?
This is just poly. So some people have an aversion to polyester. I get it, but I like vintage, so I wear polyester. But yeah, this is poly. So this is really, really cool. The only thing with this is that whoever owned it, they were trying to do something with it. So there's a couple of little pinholes in it. But for me, I would still wear it because a lot of these things, it's rare that you'll find something in pristine condition. There's always going to be something wrong with it. But when you find something classic like this, it's just a no-brainer. Like, it's so amazing. I wish I could fit it, but it's big for me. But it's super cute.
Monique said one of her calves is a size 0.
Now, another piece that I love that no one has picked up, Alfred Shaheen. Gorgeous pleated dress. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
That is
beautiful dress. Gorgeous, but I can't fit it.
Wow.
I know, but you know, there's something for everyone. There's something for everyone.
It's so dramatic, and those types of pieces you're going to wear. You wouldn't think you'd wear it over and over again, but you'll find that you love it so much that you don't want to waste an outfit, but you'll wear it to those particular events that just make you want to say, I need a wow factor outfit.
Now, you wanted to know about coats. I just found this coat recently. It's a vintage Adele Simpson. It's wool, and it has the really cute little pussy bow here. And this, I think, is so old. I think this is from, I think when I was doing the research on it, I think this is from the 60s. But yeah, I just found this recently. It's in great condition. I just got to get her cleaned up and put a little button on her. But yeah, I couldn't leave her. She's super cute. Look at that bow.
That is beautiful.
Look at that. Super nice. Beautiful.
Now, do you, I would wear that as a dress.
Oh, absolutely.
Just by itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's so, yeah, just by itself with like a nice boot, you know, with a nice tall boot, you'd be fly.
Put a hat on.
Oh yeah, that's something. I love hats. I do wear a lot of hats because the sun is so woo. So I also I've started collecting vintage hats. I didn't bring one. I've just thought about it, but I also love vintage hats. That's my new passion.
Who's your favorite vintage milliner?
I don't. What about you? I don't.
I don't. I think a lot of people are wearing, what's the guy's name? John something. John, I forget his name. But a friend of mine, Debbie, knows. I don't know if she's watching, but for me, it's all about the look. But it's about the Mr. John. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, Mr. John. She is watching. Thank you, Debbie.
Mr. John. I've heard of Mr. John. I've heard of Mr. John.
Yeah.
I just bought this really, and I should have brought the hat, but it's like really, it's really big, and it has like the rhinestones on it, and it's almost like a beret, but it's just super dope. And you know who else I like for vintage hats? I cannot think of his name. But he's everywhere. When it comes up, I'll let you know. But the hats are so over the top. John McConnell. You know, Jack McConnell.
McConnell.
I love his hats. Just really over the top. and just accessible. Like that's the thing. Like you can find a Jack McConnell hat on eBay.
Huh. I'll be looking that up right after the show.
Yeah, you can find really really nice hats. But for me, I just, as long as it's wool or something unique, I love it. And I find a lot of cool hats in like charity shops. I go to charity shops to find the hats.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you used to be you used to do personal shopping,
Mm-hmm.
and you decided not to do that.
Right.
When you do editorial work,
Mm-hmm.
you find that, what is it that just makes you burst with joy? You know, there's a joy in fashion, but what makes just come alive?
Because with the editorial and just, the fashion styling, it's really your time to tell a story versus having a client with specific needs. You're able to take the things that you need and the things that you want, and you're able to, kind of bring that out. And that's why I really love doing fashion styling, because when the photographers reach out, or even a model, and they employ my business partner and I to work for them, they give us a topic, but we have free range to be able to create. And that allows me to tap my feminine side, because I'm so masculine forward with my business, not my business, but my day-to-day, because I'm in sales, that I'm able to that time to tap into my femininity and to create and to really tell a story. And it's just so fun. I just love it. Anytime we get like an opportunity to style something, I'm like, ooh, yes, like it's just so great. And then I get to put together things that I have in my archive, and even with my business partner, because she has an extensive archive, and we mix and match, and we put the pieces together, and it's just so much fun just to kind of see it come to life.
It's playtime.
It is playtime. I don't know if I'll ever, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Like, once I start to wind down in my career, I might be pushed back towards personal styling. But for right now, I really love it as an outlet, a creative outlet for me to be able to tap in and to play.
So what's next? What's next on your agenda for Effortlessly Ebony?
So right now, I'm not going to say try, because I have to think about the things that I'm saying, because the universe is listening, right? So what I am doing is taking the vintage fashion as a way to stand out and to tell a story, but I want brands to recognize me, and I want to create content for brands. So that's what I am doing right now.
Yes.
I am putting myself out there for brands to find me, to create content. I want to create content for brands that are sustainable, and that align with just my personal ethos. I just don't want to be just doing any type of brand collaboration, because at the end of the day, this has to represent what I feel. But that's what I'm in the process of working on.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now, if you can give one word of advice for somebody who, has pushed their creative juices down, whether it be life or whether they were told, oh, you don't have that creative edge, what would be your word of advice for somebody who might want to get into fashion styling or editorial work?
I would say get started, because if you don't at least start, then you don't even know what the end goal could be, or what your what you could do. You have to start. And that's what I tell myself, because it is intimidating having to compete with the 20 and 30 something year olds and people who may have access to certain type of equipment. But I just try to just remember, okay, I just have to show up every day. I have to start, and I have to keep going in order for me to really see my dreams come true. And then also a bonus tip would be to seek out someone that you admire and reach out to them, send them a message, say, hey, I love what you're doing. Love to get some time on your calendar to connect. Some people are receptive, others may not be, and that might not be the right mentor for you. But to also seek out a community of people that you admire to, get in and just pick their brains, and to really have them support you and mentor you, because that's what I did.
Wow. I'm going to ask the audience, does anybody have any questions for Ebony that you are itching to ask? she is a plethora of information, but you definitely have to check out her Instagram. I admire everything that you see. It's like, I can't wait to see what you post next.
I think that because it's hard. Like, it's really hard having, be creative and to create content and having to work and have, a husband and a dog and 2 dogs and a daughter and having to make it's a lot. So, a lot of times I just kind of do what I feel. And if someone watches it, great. But if someone watches it and gets inspired, that makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for being you, and thank you for stepping out and allowing your creative juices and your feminine side to just really burst onto the scene.
Yes, honey.
So who are you wearing? I'll do that runway question. Who are you wearing?
This dress that I found on eBay.
Cute.
It's from this guy called Jim Trimley. It's like Santa Fe something, but I saw the dress and I thought it was really, really cute. And at first I wasn't going to wear it because it's just a little bit much for me. But I had to get it altered. So that's another thing. Don't be afraid to buy something, even though it's a different size. I would say if it's bigger, if you love it, grab it, because a lot of the things that I do buy, I do get altered to fit me. So my sister, she was able to alter the linen dress, and here it is. But yeah, it's really cute. It's just from this designer out of New Mexico.
Yeah. Alterations are good. I mean, sometimes it's hard to get into the smaller things, but if you have a good tailor or somebody who does really great alterations, you can really do a lot with, excess fabric or,
That's what I was going to say. I actually frequent the fabric section in the Goodwill, because I'll see something that I'm like, oh man, that's too small. And I'll have my seamstress recreate it. I have an outfit coming up soon. It's going to be so, oof. I cannot wait to show it. It's coming up soon. But yes, a lot of things I wear, I also get tailored because I just can't fit everything. And that's okay. I don't want to fit everything.
Well, why not?
But it's just fun, because when you find the fabric secondhand, it's so sustainable, right? So you're reducing your carbon footprint. You're not going out buying something that's already been made, that's used water and resources and maybe cheap labor, but you have, the material, and then, you're able to recycle it and give it new life.
I love that. New life is great. Pass it down, like you said, to your daughter or to somebody else who might be in the audience today, seeing your fabulosity and, that yellow dress with the feathers. Oh, I know it's not my size, but it's calling my name. It's saying Joy.
You can have it for you, girl. Go.
It's hard to find really good feathers these days. I've been to several fabric stores, and even online, it's kind of hard to find good quality feathers.
Yeah.
Really
well, let me do some digging for you.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the top of the hour. I want to say thank you again to Ebony Whitaker. Follow her on Instagram at effortlessly.ebony on Instagram, and just follow her, ask her questions.
Please
put a heart next to her OOTDs, because they are phenomenal. And hopefully we'll have her on the show again in the near future. And thank you so much for coming. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. Show us some love. And we look forward to next month, where we have another fantastic fashion phenom. And that's it for us. Thank you so much. Ebony, if you just hold on, we're going to end the broadcast, and have a wonderful week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being a part of the Diamond Suite Live. And if you haven't already joined the group, come on in. The diamonds are fine. See you soon. Take care.